Hello, I'm Nikki Perello, Chief Investment Officer at Pensions and Investments, and I'm joined today by Sonja Laud, Chief Investment Officer at Legal and General Investment Management, to discuss how institutional investors are supporting the energy transition and what successful engagement looks like. Hi, Sonja, how are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, thanks for joining me. So, can you tell us just a little bit about your role at LGIM?
Very happy to. So, as you just said, I'm the Chief Investment Officer, and as such, I'm responsible to make sure that our investment teams are taking the right decisions on behalf of our clients. So, as you can see, I'm not a risk taker. It's the teams that will take the decision for our clients, and it covers all asset classes.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. So, can you tell me a little bit about the role that institutional investors can play in the energy transition, which has been a big topic here at the World Pension Summit?
Yes, absolutely. It is a big topic, and I think it is very important to understand the responsibility of large asset managers and institutional investors in the energy transition. Because it's very clear that a lot needs to happen, a lot of change needs to be accomplished on both sides. One is on the investment side, there's a big push into renewable energy, and we need to make sure we understand, facilitate, and obviously share with clients the opportunity set that there is. But the other side is the actual transition, i.e. the idea from brown to green, right? That has been so well articulated and discussed. And really here's the role of us to engage with those companies to help them understand their journey. And this is where the crux is, because understanding the problem statement, understanding what a sector transition looks like, to then understand how a company stacks up to the sector transition in order to help really define concretely what are the steps that you as a company can take in order to set yourself up for a more sustainable future.
Thank you. I think that's really a great way to describe what really needs to happen to make the transition take place. It's a very complex problem. There are many steps, and people really need to understand what those steps are to move sort of from point A to point B as we go through this. So you mentioned engagement. Can you talk a little bit about the role of engagement and what are the principles and guidelines for successful engagement for asset owners?
Absolutely. So the idea of engagement is to help everyone understand that just excluding or ignoring companies that we feel are not really up for it, are not quite there yet, will not really solve the problem. And that is incredibly important to understand. We will only solve climate change if the energy transition is successful. And for the energy transition to be successful, we need all companies to move in the same direction. This is where engagement comes in. But obviously, successful engagement should not just be words. Needs to be measurable KPIs, so really factors that a company understands, that are measurable, and that we can then obviously take up and involve in our engagement process, and where we can demonstrate over time that a company has made progress. Again, it does sound a lot easier in theory than it is in practice, because what makes a real KPI? Point one, they will be different for different sectors. They will be different across regions. They might even be different for different companies. And this is where the skill set comes in, that as an asset manager, we need to put forward and we need to have in order to sit eye to eye with the CEO of a company to tell them what we think, what our understanding is, and how we would like to be a partner as well. And this is another important point. We're not just here to criticize. We are part of the journey, and we obviously have a genuine interest in seeing a company succeed, not only because we believe it's the right thing to do, but that because we know there is financial materiality attached to those engagement KPIs. And so if we and the company is successful in the transition, you will see this reflected in their financial bottom line, and hence in the performance of either the bond or the equity. And it hopefully shows the importance of engagement as a central part of this process. It has to be transparent. There's nothing about being this in a black box or behind closed doors. And it has to be in a way that it's easy to understand for our clients and the company, because I think there's a lot to be said about us being more public and open around the global problem statement and the role that engagement can play in order to solve for it.
Thank you. I think that was a really useful explanation of, again, something that can be very complex. I really liked how you choose the word partner there, because I think that that's what's really important as we move through this. We know, again, that many companies will be on a journey as part of this transition process, and then it could vary greatly across different geographies and regions, and we all have to really be working together and develop those partnerships to ensure we have the right measurement in place and that we're all aligned to get to the right end goal together. So Thanks so
Absolutely.
much. I really appreciate you sharing your time with me today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And thanks to all of you for watching. We hope that you enjoyed.